Disney's upcoming animated feature, Encanto, is every bit as magical as its name suggests. The movie will follow the tale of an extraordinary Colombian family, the Madrigals, who live in a magical house in the enchanted place called Encanto. Almost every member of the Madrigal family is blessed with the magic of the Encanto, except one, Mirabel. When an evil force threatens their town, and the Encanto slowly begins to lose its magic, it's up to Mirabel to save the town and her family. Today's origin video is about the inspiration behind the Madrigal family, their unusual house, and the magic of Disney's Encanto. It's a story rich in magical realism, Latin American cultures, Colombian literature, and folklore.
You're just as special as anyone else in this family.
But first, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. The new animated film Encanto is Disney's love letter to Colombian culture and magical realism. It continues the recent explosion of non-Eurocentric cultures, histories, and folklore in their animated movies, and follows the likes of films such as Coco, which was inspired by El Día de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, a Mexican holiday that celebrates the lives of deceased loved ones. Similarly, Disney's Moana is based on the real history of ancient Polynesian master voyagers, and Raya and the Last Dragon draws influence from several Southeast Asian cultures. When filmmakers Brian Howard and Jared Bush decided to create a movie that explores the complex dynamics of large families, they immediately thought of Latin American cultures. Since most Latin Americans are very family-oriented, they wanted the story to be set somewhere in South America. They ultimately picked Colombia because of its cultural diversity and literary contributions to the magical realism style. The Spanish word encanto means charm, spell, or enchantment, but it can also be used as a way to cast a magic incantation. In the Disney animated film, the term refers to an enchanted place hidden in the mountains of Colombia. The Encanto radiates magical energy, which gives the residents of Casa Madrigal, the magical home of the Madrigal family, their unique abilities. When the creative team behind the film visited Colombia, they encountered a phenomenon known as encantos. In Colombian culture, encantos are places of natural wonder where emotion-based magic occurs due to the heightened spirituality. As a result, the team decided to name the movie Encanto and incorporated the idea of place-inspired magic rooted in emotions in the film. In the movie, the family matriarch Abuela Alma brought the family to the Encanto in hopes of starting a new life here. Since the magic in the film comes from a place, the home of the Madrigal family eventually builds on the Encanto becomes magical as well. Casa Madrigal resembles many of the colorful homes found throughout Colombia. For instance, the kitchen in the Madrigal family home looks exactly like a cocina colombiana. Items such as molonillo, or hot chocolate stirrer, a corn grinder, and la chamba, a traditional clay pottery, can be seen in the Casa Madrigal kitchen. Each member of the family has a unique room in the house that represents their magical powers. With Antonio's room, whose gift is the ability to speak with animals, Disney pays tribute to Colombia's amazing biodiversity. The creative team even worked with botanist consultants to make sure they got Antonio's room design right. Casa Madrigal is a physical representation of the family with the same name and their emotional ties. As a result, like all the people that live in it, the house has powers of its own. It also favors some Madrigal children over others, which reflects the way some Latin American families tend to play favorites. Magical realism is a literary style that blurs the line between reality and fantasy. The style first appeared in Europe as a direct contrast to Romanticism. The term itself was coined by German art critic Franz Roh in 1925. It describes how magical and strange certain objects appear in real life when you take the time to observe them. The genre surged in popularity among Latin American authors, who transformed it into what we know as magical realism today. One of these authors was a Colombian novelist named Gabriel Garcia Marquez, otherwise affectionately known throughout South America as Gabo. His 1967 book, 100 Years of Solitude, is considered by many to be the greatest example of magical realism in existence. Like other works of this type, Disney's Encanto is grounded in reality with fantastical elements. Despite the magical abilities of the Madrigal family and their enchanted home, the relationships and struggles of the family feel very real. The film's co-writer and co-director, Charisse Castro, hinted that the movie deals with more difficult human elements, which is usually the purpose of magical realism. There are some similarities between Gabbo's 100 Years of Solitude and Disney's Encanto that suggests the team got some inspiration from his literary work. Similar to the book, the movie follows the tale of a multi-generational family who lives in a secluded town where strange and magical events happen. Although Gabbo's The Buendia family is led by a patriarch and Disney's The Madrigal family is led by a matriarch, both José Arcadio and Abuela Alma brought their family to their magical place where they forged a new life. All the children of the Madrigal family are bestowed with a unique gift at the age of 5, except for Mirabel. These magical powers are determined by their personality. However, the creators also incorporated elements of Colombian folklore in each of these characters. Antonio Madrigal's ability to communicate with animals is likely inspired by the Boraro, or legendary Colombian creature considered to be the protector of wildlife. Meanwhile, the character of Camilo, who has the power to shapeshift into other people, probably draws some inspiration from Moana. The Moana is a Colombian shape-shifting water spirit. Isabella, who is able to create and control plant life, appears to be somewhat based on the Madre Monte, the Colombian equivalent of Mother Nature. The healer of the family and Mirabel's mother, Julieta, is most likely inspired by the curandera, a female folk healer in Latin American culture. Her character might also draw some inspiration from the shape-shifting Moana, who possesses healing abilities. In true magical realism fashion, the unique powers of the Madrigal family are intertwined with their own personal struggles and the roles they feel obligated to fulfill within the family. Mirabel Madrigal is the main protagonist of the film, and she's the only Madrigal child who didn't receive a magical gift from the Encanto. As the only child without powers, she spends most of her life trying to be good enough for her family. She sometimes feels awkward and out of place among her magically gifted family members. Isabella, who is Mirabel's oldest sister, possesses the ability to produce and control any plant life. She is considered to be the golden child of the family, but in truth, she feels trapped by everyone's perfect perception of her. Luisa, who is Mirabel's older sister and Isabella's younger sister, has super strength. Other members view her as the rock of the Madrigal family. They typically rely on her to help them with their problems despite her struggles to express her own feelings. Mirabel's parents are Julieta, who heals people through her food, and Augustin, who is an ordinary and accident-prone man that married into the Madrigal family. Other members of the family include Pepa, Mirabel's aunt, who can control the weather with her emotions. Since she's highly emotional, the weather is often unstable because of her. Pepa is married to Felix, an ordinary and cheerful man who keeps his wife's emotions somewhat grounded. Their children include Camilo, a shapeshifter, Dolores, who has super hearing, and Antonio, who can talk to animals. Bruno is Mirabel's estranged uncle, who has the ability to see the future. Of course, there's Abuela Alma, who is the family matriarch. She is often seen carrying a mysterious candle, which, according to Alma, blessed the family with their special gifts. So, what did you think about true origins of Disney's Encanto? If you were born in an Encanto, what magical powers do you think you would have? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this origin, please don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and like the video, cause there's lots more coming. Thank you and see you again soon.